If I'm going to church to get a sermon and to sing some songs, why can't I do that from the comfort of my own home? Because I can do all that from home. That's what we're going to discuss in this video. This video is a part of a larger series of videos called The Disciple. You can go to our YouTube channel, Bethel Pittsburgh. Under playlist, you'll see that playlist titled The Disciple. And you'll note that the titles of the videos show that it's in category order, so the title will show what category you're in. This particular category is on your personal relationship with the Lord and how that develops, and the subcategory is Christian fellowship. So if I can stream a service, or even can just search online, even on YouTube, the sermons that I find the most impactful, I can find the worship songs that bless me the most, then why do I need to go to a church service where predominantly that's what's taking place? There is singing of songs and preaching. And the reason is because of the idea of relationships and accountability, because it's harder to have a Christian relationship with the intention of having accountability if I'm not present with other people. And you can, to some extent, do that online via chatting and comments and those kind of things, but there's a great amount of limitation to the ability to go back and forth over a long period of time, because everybody kind of checks in on those things as they are available and interested. So I wanted to think through Hebrews chapter 10, the 3 verses, 23, 24, and 25, that talk about not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together, and it demonstrates a couple of different elements for us. So first it reads, "Let us hold fast the confession of our hope without wavering, for he who promises faithful." And let us consider, now he goes on to this, there's kind of a sandwich here. So the 23 is the admonition to stay strong in the faith. And he follows that by accountability behavior, and he follows that by not neglecting the assembling of ourselves together in verse 25. So all of those ideas are being juggled together, that I will be strong in my faith if I practice Christian fellowship and accountability. And I'm going to kind of work in and out here. Verse 24, "Let us consider how to stir up one another to love and good works, not neglecting to meet together." So let us stir one another up towards love and good works. So we're trying to build these relationships in which we're able to encourage each other to follow the Lord. It's not encouragement like feel better. It's encouragement that, all right, I can do this. I'm going to live a righteous life. I'm going to pursue the mission. I'm going to pursue the Lord. I'm going to do all of those things. We're supposed to bring that stimulation. And the way we find the opportunity to do that is Christian fellowship. And this is, in large part, what's supposed to happen. And it's why some people go to church, attend church, and they, I think they think that either you attend church and that's it. Like people tend to move that direction, where I'm going to the services, so it must be good enough. Or they move the other direction of attending doesn't provide meaning, and so I'm going to pursue meaning elsewhere. And they're missing the nature of what's happening there, is that I'm coming to church, partly to hear a sermon and to worship, and there's some ins and outs to that, but like I'd said, you can get that elsewhere. But I'm coming partly for that, but I'm also coming because this is an environment in which Christians, at least claimed Christians, are gathering together, which means this is the most prime space for me to find another Christian to build a relationship with, to find accountability in. It doesn't mean that every individual that's at that service, that's going to be an opportunity for me, and there's a lot of ins and outs to that. But it's going to the church services. It's attending a church regularly that starts this opportunity. It's kind of like when you go to college. It's very common for people to find a spouse in college. It's easier to find a spouse when you're in those younger days. and you're all kind of together than when you're an adult in your 30s and 40s and you're still single. It's harder to find a spouse. Then the reason, especially if you're going to like a Bible college or a special interest type college, because you know that the people that you are with have a common interest. It doesn't mean that everybody there is going to be the kind of person you're going to want to be in a relationship with, but it just means there's a lot of opportunity there to find that, because that's where people of that common interest are gathering. The Christian church gathering is like that. And so I come to church in part for the opportunity to find a relationship that will give me accountability. But I have to be intentional with it, though. So I can't just attend and just hope that it happens, that someone comes up and asks me. I need to start approaching people and asking them their names and introducing myself and inviting people over to my house and asking questions and getting to know them better and sharing some about myself and seeing if a connection happens, going out to eat with them, doing some kind of activity with them, but looking to see if a connection happens. And if some kind of camaraderie happens, then that's where I'm going to move to the next phase, and that is to start to move the relationship in the direction of, hey, I want to get stronger in my faith and was wondering if we could help each other do that, and move a little bit towards the more formalized version, and get to a place where, hey, we're going to get together once a week, study the Bible, reflect on it in our lives, reflect on what it is we want our lives to look like before the Lord, and ask each other if we're doing that, and challenge each other's ideas and behavior. And there's stages to that, because you get to know someone and then you're like, this person's not available. They're not interested in a relationship, a friendship with me. I'm not interested in a friendship with them. Sometimes you find that you guys have common interest and you like being around each other, but then you discover but that person doesn't have the same kind of spiritual interest, or they're not interested in formalizing anything. They don't want to be open about their faith in that kind of way, or they don't want accountability. And so it takes a lot of work to find a person or a couple of people that this can happen in. But it's coming to church that gives us that framework to work within to find it. And then we have to do the work to try to find it. And then when we find it, we have to choose to pursue that accountability by challenging other people and letting them challenge us and being receptive to that. And if we pursue that and we land on that, that's why the writer of Hebrews was able to tell us in that verse 23, let us hold fast the confession of our hope without wavering, because it's pursuing Christian accountability and starting by attending church regularly and then pursuing Christian accountability is what results in the strengthening of our faith. If you have any questions on that, leave that in the comments below, or any questions about anything. And if you would like to grow in your faith in person and you live in the Pittsburgh area, we would love for you to join us. We are Bethel Assembly of God at 2501 Staten Street, Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. and Sundays at 10 a.m. Or if you don't live in the area or you don't want to actually come in person, but you'd like to attend our services, we do stream our Sunday services on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, Bethel Pittsburgh, at 10 a.m. We'd love for you to join us. May God bless you.